Hello everybody, Nana Des. How are you today? This is the last day of the Trump trial. Well, both sides have rested, let's say that. But shall we talk about the Mango Moose Knuckle that's not on the witness stand? Now see, I knew something this morning when he got to court. That something wasn't right, something was up. Sure enough, Bob Costello's on the stand. They finished up with a really lame question for him today. Why they bothered putting him back on the stand is way beyond me, but he had a lot more friggin', let's say, courtesy towards the judge today than he did the other day, than he did yesterday. There was no clear in the courtroom today. Things were very calm, cool, and collected. So anyway, they finished up with him. The prosecution rested, and the defense rested. So I guess when I seen Trump's face this morning, I knew the bone spurs were acting up. The bone spurs were killing him, so he couldn't testify. Don't you hate when that happens? But you gotta remember, everything that he says, whatever the opposite of that is, that's where the truth lies. It's always the opposite of what he says. Now, these ailments, you know, bone spurs don't heal overnight. They really don't. So it's going to take a while for these to heal up, and I think June 27th is going to have to be a no-show, because like there's going to be standing and talking, and yeah, and apparently he wants drug testing done. I'm thinking more for himself than anybody else, but he didn't like Jacked Up Joe at the at his last big speech there, and he doesn't like Jacked Up Joe on the campaign trail either. I'm digging it personally, but he figures he's got to be on something. He figures if they do a drug testing, well, you know, no matter how much drugs some people do, it's what they have up here. And some people just know how to debate. And Joe's been doing it a long time. So test away, Mango Moose Knuckle, test away. Now, he still hasn't stopped him from going out on the campaign trail, because on the weekend there, he put out a campaign video on his Truth Social. So what happened was, the campaign video has future headlines that are going to be all splashed all over the newspapers and all over the networks for when he gets in, not if. So I don't know what he's got planning, but here are some of the headlines that he's spouting. Things like, economy booms. Well, it already is. It already is. 15 million illegal aliens deported. And the creation of the unified Reich. Right? Remember what all those people around the world went to war for in World War II? To get rid of the Reich, right? He wants it back. Must be the German heritage in him. The bad side. Joe Biden spokesman James Singer said, America, stop scrolling and pay attention. Donald Trump is not playing a game. He is telling America exactly what he intends to do if he regains power. To reign over a unified Reich. Let that sink in. Do you think you'd hear that after World War II? But of course, his campaign says that he's innocent of this, and he inadvertently shared it for 15 hours before it was taken down. Now, they say it wasn't a campaign video. You're damn right it was. His campaign spokesperson said the real extremist is Joe Biden for turning his back on Israel and the Jewish people. But remember what he said about the Jewish people? Moose Knuckle only recognizes Republican Jews. And like about 96% of Jewish people are Democrats. And he only wants rich Jews. That's all. Not the regular ones. He wants rich Republican Jews, because they're the only ones good enough to count his money, if he has anything left. You know, like Alan Weisselberg, the good, honest Jews. Then at an NRA rally, he started talking about a third or fourth term. And this is what he said, You know, FDR, 16 years, almost 16 years. He was 4 terms. Yeah. And he said, so if he runs this time, will this be his 3rd term or his 2nd term? And somebody in the audience hollered out 3. But anyway, the Second Amendment is on the ballot in November, and he urged gun owners to be rebellious, and then said that Biden's actions on gun legislation, if he were a Republican, he would be given the electric chair. They would have brought back the death penalty. Little does he know, a lot of Republican states still have the death penalty. But yeah, that's what he is spouting here. He said that at the NRA, whatever the hell kind of rally you want to call that. This should scare the supreme shit out of anyone hoping to keep a democracy. The man has lost his maggot-riddled friggin' mind. His mind, they say the mind is a beautiful thing, unless, of course, it's in that big, crusty head of Donald J. Trump. Come on, people, go check your registration, see if you're still on there, because every week they're going and purging more voters, so you got to keep on this stuff. You've got to keep on it, because they will purge you. They see a Democrat beside you, they see the D, you're gone. So please, 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 check your registration regularly, because I know if I was in the States, I would, and vote blue all the way down to dog catcher, blue all the way through. Naughty Nana loves you. Be good to you, so you can be good to somebody else. I love you so much, and if you're new, give us a subscribe, and share this with your family and friends. This is one that needs to be shared. I'm serious. Everybody thinks he's a joke. He's not, and he's got all the people that are going to be around him to be able to carry out all his bullshit, because they're the ones that have that little worm that's eating through his brain. They're feeding him this stuff, and he's spouting it just like a little puppet on a string. Somebody's got their hand jammed up his ass and making his mouth go. So please, 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 take this seriously. Naughty Nana loves you. Mwah. Crazy insanity.